Hello viewers, I am Dr. Venugopal. This is VASISTA Academy. In this video, our discussion is about law and justice, its complementary and contradictory nature. What is law? What is justice? Law is norms, rules and regulations, codes in written form. And who will create or who will formulate these laws? These laws, suppose it is democratic country, it will be formulated written by legislation. Suppose it is an authoritative country, it will be formulated by the ruler or the ruling party. The objective is regulating the society in a systematic order. So the product or the end of law is justice. And what is justice? The law and justice are quite complementary because the very end of law is justice, and the justice will have three principles. And the three principles are: number one, fairness, principle of fairness; number two, the principle of equality; and the principle of order in the society. So these three virtues will be endowed with justice, injustice. And the very important point to be noted here is, in fulfilling these three principles, there should not be any discrimination of caste, region, creed, whatsoever for that matter. So both the law and the justice will have the same object, and that objective is human behavior and a good formation of a very good society. Now we shall take a nature and a need of this law. Law is essential. Without law, there will not be orderly society. But in law without justice is a sprint, and justice without law is a stunt, always a struggle, a continuous struggle. And the ultimate end of this law, as we have discussed, is providing justice. And in the very nature of justice is this: the law must give, or the justice must give, a due weightage to all people in the society. That means we have to give everyone his due. Due means no person should be ignored, no person should be ill-treated, no person should be injured in the society. And another striking feature of this justice is a respect for personality of a citizen, and the protection of acquired rights. So respect for personality and protection of the acquired rights of the citizens. This is the highest, and that is the reason why justice is the highest virtue, because justice will pave the way for these three dimensions: due, every man, we have to give every man his due, and respect for his personality, and protection of the rights. So as far as these things are concerned, law and justice are quite complementary. Laws may differ from country to country, from state to state. In one country, for instance, the government servants may have pension at the end of service. In another country, that country will decide it is not necessary, because at the end of your service, you will be given a large amount. No, not necessary. In one country, capital punishment will be given. It is the best punishment for heinous crime. Another country thinks that it is against, capital punishment is against human rights. So laws may differ from country to country, state to state, but the ultimate product of a law is justice. Because both are complementary here, the common good of human being is a very, very essential point. And that common good sometimes will be misgiving injustice. Therein lies the actual contradiction. Now we shall discuss the contradiction, how this common good will lead to contradiction between just law and justice. It is just like fruits in the tree. All fruits, we expect all the fruits to be tasty and healthy, but all fruits will not be so. In the same way, laws, so many laws, all laws should aim at giving, imparting justice to the society, but all laws cannot, may not. There are, depending upon the problems, day-to-day problems, number of laws will be formulated every year, every day. Too many laws. Just like St. Coleridge, while sailing in the sea, he says, water, water everywhere, not any drop to drink. Like that, laws everywhere. Too many laws everywhere, but no justice to be imparted to the society without discrimination. No justice which will be imparting fairness and equal order and due to every citizen. So these too many laws will create some problem, and that problem is conflict of justice. When there are too many laws, automatically coherence will be lacking. The lack of coherence is the point to be noted here. So another contradictory factor is legality and ethical dimensions. Legal dimension and ethical dimension in the law. Generally, a good law will be endowed with both legality and morality. So legality and morality dichotomy has been the long-standing debate under the sun, across the world. But the problem is here is either of these are two qualities in the law. There is either a legal dimension or ethical dimension. Either of these things will be missing conspicuously. Though not in all laws, but in many laws. How they will be missing? Or either of these elements, either legal element or ethical element will be missing. We shall have a small illustration. You take, for instance, this adultery law, the recent adultery law, and the verdict given by the apex court. Based on Article 14, 15 and 21, that is equality before Allah and liberty. Based on these principles, the Supreme Court struck down Section 497, that is adultery, living with having an affair with a married woman, an unmarried man or married man having an affair with a married woman. It is adultery. It is a criminal offense, but the recent verdict says that it is not a criminal offense. It is only a ground for divorce. It is against the Constitution. You know that the nature of the judgment verdict and even the obituary dicta given by the judges. Here, legal element has been realized, but ethical value has not been realized. It has been quite missing. And suppose we take another example, murder. Suppose one political leader or some big business magnate has made some person, some mediators commit a murder. The mediators or the agents are the persons who are associated or involved as mediators or middle persons there in that murder. They will be taken to task. They will be punished. Whereas the main accused number one, the main key person will be escaping. Even if he is taken to task, he is trialed and he is arrested, he will be taking bail and he will escape from the situation. So in that instance also, a legal point is, ethical value is recognized, legal point is missed. Ethical value means the person whosoever is involved, associated, having some touch connection with that crime, he too must be punished according to ethics, ethical value, morality. So that is absurd. Whereas the legality means that the main accused, he should be first arrested, he should be imprisoned, he should be punished. That is quite missing. A live-in relationship, another example. So man and woman, they want to live together for a long time. Whether the relationship is quite successful or not, it's a different thing. But anyway, here, as per the constitutional law, the liberty, the freedom, and equality before law, everything. So all these articles, all these virtues of the constitution have been observed well. So legality is there, but moral element is missing. You take another incident from epic Ramayana, Sri Rama's, an anecdote from Sri Rama's life. There was one woman servant to Kaikeyi, Mandhara, by name Mandhara. That Mandhara has one daughter, Roshni. She was abducted by some 4 persons, and raped and killed in some location, and that was brought to light. The 3 persons who are elders were punished, whereas the one Mr. Dhenuka, he is a juvenile below 18 years. Actually, he was the main person, accused number 1. He was the responsible person who abducted that Dhenuka, Roshni. He was the key person there in that crime. But that Dhenuka was spared. He was not given the capital punishment, whereas the 3 persons were given the capital punishment. Mandhara was seriously affected. She thought that justice is not done to me. Here Rama's decision is that juvenile rights, juvenile justice is to be observed, and he has, that Dhenuka has a juvenile right. He has been spared. And Mandhara insisted that that man, that juvenile Dhenuka, should also be punished. But the law did not permit. He was in a serious complication, on the horns of dilemma, Rama. And you know the remaining story, how Mandhara took revenge against Rama in respect of exile to forest. Like that, the takeaway here is this, that the legalist ethics and ethical law, legalist ethics and ethical law, both should go hand in hand. Either of these things should not be missed. Both should be observed equally well. Otherwise, the thing should be in a different way. The actual purpose of law, that is justice, should not be served in a clear perspective. Then what Einstein says, that will happen. That will be the relevant thing here. Einstein says that nothing is so destructive of respect to the government and to the law of the land than formulating so many laws which are not enforceable. So when laws are not enforceable, when the laws are not paving the way for both ethical morality and legality, it will be of no use. So what the lawyers and the judges have to do is, they should strive their best, and they must be very particular of the fusion of legality and morality in bringing about the law and justice together. This is about law and justice, both complementary and contradictory. Thank you for watching.